Hello, everyone. My name is George. I'm a PA on the GATS program, and I'm continuing in my series of Quick Lab sessions using the curriculum for the GATS program on Pluralsight. So today we'll be looking at cloud storage. So normally you would get to run into labs as you go through the curriculum. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to get to the labs. Learn the concepts so that when you run the labs, it's easy for you to walk through the labs. So let's look at cloud storage today. So I'll right click and go to private window. And of course, I would log in. Okay, pick that one up. All right. So first thing first, if you have issues, click on the question mark icon and then chat with them and explain your position and your place. But make sure you identify yourself as a GATS program participant so that they know how to assist you. You should have access to these labs as many times as you require. They should be able to help you with that. If you hit a quota limit, please chat with them. Okay, so overview. The objectives here is preparation, access control lists, customer supplied encryption keys, rotate customer supplied encryption keys or CSEK, enable life cycle support management, enable versioning, synchronize a directory to a bucket, cross project sharing, and then review. Of course, each of these tasks is directly related to the marks here. Okay, so whenever you go through it, if there's any part that you don't get your mark for or your mark doesn't change, then just click on check my progress. A pop-up window will come up and of course give you an idea of what the problem is. Okay, all right, so let's start this. This lab should last for an hour 30 minutes recommended. Don't be alarmed if you don't complete it the first time. As you get to do and understand the concepts, you will complete it in shorter time spans. Okay, so let's open up and would expect we have actually asked two project IDs, project 1, project 2. So let me pass in the password. Let me sign in and get set. Then we read through the overview and then get to know what would be expected of us. All right, so cloud storage is a fundamental resource in Google Cloud with many advanced features. In this lab, you exercise many cloud storage features that could be useful in your designs. You explore storage using both the console and GSUtil tool. Okay, so the objectives, you've gone through that. Preparation. Create a cloud storage bucket from the console. Give it a unique name. Usually I have the habit of picking a project ID. Okay, so says you may use part of your project ID to create it. So create a bucket. The bucket isn't related. We have two projects here, so I don't know. Okay, so we'll create a bucket. That should be easy enough. Accept the terms and then agree and then progress. Don't click on the email alerts or updates. You don't need that. It's not for you. So like I usually do, I just click here and type buckets, and the search would make it easy for me to find. So the console has changed a bit. When you look at the lab sessions on Pluralsight, some might be the user interface might be outdated. So if you get lost and you can't click here to find what you're looking for, simply just type it in here and it will help you search. Okay, so to see more products, just click on this drop down and each products are grouped into different logical groupings and under which you can find what you're looking for. Okay, so let's create a bucket. I don't know what I call the bucket. Let me just pick project ID 1. Put that in there. That should be unique. I'll put hyphen P1. Just say project P1, just in case along the line we need to use create another bucket for the second project, so we won't be confused. Okay, but the IDs are different. That's enough for us anyway. So location type multi-region, enforce public access prevention on this bucket unchecked, access control fine grain. It's object level permission in addition to your bucket level permissions. Make note of the bucket name, it will be used later. Okay, so let's do this. Click on this multi-region. Default storage class is standard. How to access objects, it said fine grain, so we select this one. This is unchecked. Enforce public access prevention on this bucket. Then choose how to protect data. Okay, retention policy or object versioning. Okay, none of that is required at this point. Just fine grain is required. Fine grain there has to do with the fact that each object can be actually permissions can be set on them to determine who accesses it or not just bucket wide. Okay, so that bucket is created. Let's check our progress. Okay, download a sample file using curl. Curl is a tool you usually would see on Linux. Sometimes it's not there, you need to install it. The one I know is standard, might be wget. So, but nonetheless, we'll check it out. If we need to install it, we'll do that. Okay, so store the bucket name in the Cloud Shell terminal, and then echo the bucket name to be sure you have stored it. Then use curl to download a file, and then call that file setup.html. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, all right, so we export this bucket name and set it to a variable bucket underscore name underscore 1. Okay, so this is set. So let's bring this in. Let's zoom this in a bit. I usually open this in a new terminal. Let me do that now in a new tab, please. So once the tab comes up, this other one should automatically close. Okay, so let's bring this in so that you see what I'm doing. Let me close this. Let's go back here. Okay, this has closed, so I kill this. Okay, so we're supposed to export that value. Let me get this. Please take note of your export bucket underscore name underscore 1. In Linux, when you use, okay, it's not small letter P. When you use the export keyword, what it does is it makes that name available to any child terminal or child terminal sessions that is created from any process here. Okay, if you simply just do bucket name and value, then it will only last here. If you close this, if any other process is generated or spawned, then that variable will not be available there. So that's what the export keyword there is for. Okay, so we've done this. Now let's drag this in and pass it into a file called setup.html. Okay, so let's put that in. All right, so if you do a list, oh sorry, capital, should it be small letters? Okay, so the setup.html file is there. Then we will copy this file into two other files, setup 2 and setup 3. So let's do this. Click on that, and that should be done. And then let's do a list to confirm that those files are there. If you do a list -l, it puts it in a more much more friendly readable format. Okay, so those 3 files are there. Okay, so the next task is access control lists, ACL. Copy the file to the bucket and configure. Let me close this. Let me stop these notifications. Okay, so copy the file to the bucket and configure the access control list. Run the following command to copy this file. So you just click on this, put that in, authorize the terminal to make that call, go down, and then to get the default access list that's been assigned to setup.html, run this command. So gsutil acl gets for that particular bucket, and then push that value into a file called ac.txt, and then cut the file to see the content. All right, so let me clear the screen. No. Okay. Let's clear the screen and drop that there. Okay, so that's what is in the file. This command here is Linux's command for getting the contents of a file without actually opening the file. Okay, so this is the default ACL, the entity, and then the role, owner, reader. So the current student is an owner. We have these are readers, reader, owner. So there are 3 owners and a reader. Okay. All right. So to update these access lists, to make the file publicly readable, run the following command. So gsutil change for all updates, all users. The R there stands for I've forgotten the word. What's the word again for R? I've forgotten, but what it does is it goes, if there are subfolders and the like, it goes into those subfolders and makes the changes to every content in that folder. So for everything concerning setup.html, it goes in there and runs that. So after that, you get the value for the currently set ACL, and then pass it into this file as we did previously, and then cut it again. I've forgotten what R means. Okay, so all right, so let's look at the changes. Okay, owner, reader, all users are owner. So we've added this. Okay, all users are readers. Okay, in addition to the one that previously was there. So let's check our progress. Okay, so we are good to go. Now examine the file. Examine the file in the Cloud Console. Let's go to Cloud Storage and click on our bucket. So that's our bucket. If I do a refresh, okay, let's do a refresh. Okay, all right. Verify that the file setup, the public access, has a public link available. Okay, let's see. There you go. So there's a public link, okay, to that file. Okay, delete the local file and copy back from cloud storage. So let's go back to Cloud Shell and then remove this parent, the original file, using the rm command. Okay, then we list what is left, which is ls. Let me do ls that. Okay, so the parent file, the original file, is gone. So then we copy the file from the bucket again, second time. Okay, copy that, and then okay, so that was successful. Then task 3, customer supplied encryption keys. Generate a customer supplied encryption key. For the next steps, you need an AES256 base 64 key. Run the following command to create a key. So this is a Python command that imports this library. After that, imports the OS library, and then subsequently you print out the value of this command, which is base64.encrypt encode bytes and pass in a random set of numbers and then generate something. So let's put that one in, and it's done. Okay, so we will need to copy that, I believe. Copy the value of the generated key, excluding the B, the prefix B, and the new line character at the back, and then it should be in this form. So let me copy this key here. Let me do this. Okay, it's copied. Let me bring up my gedit editor. Let me paste that in there so that if we need to use it, we'll come back and get it. Okay, so modify the Boto file. The encryption controls are contained in a GSUT config file name .boto. To review and open the Boto file, run the following command. You run this command passing in A. A there tells the ls command to list files that are hidden. In Linux, files that are hidden are usually prefixed with a period. So to get to see them, you will have to do pass in the A option. Okay, so let's see. Let me run this first. Let's see if that Boto file even exists. The Boto file is in there, so we're going to do nano .boto. So it doesn't exist. We're going to create one. Okay, so if the Boto file is empty, close the nano editor with this and generate a new Boto file using util config n command. Okay, so let's run this command to generate that Boto file. Okay, so it's not there, so Control X to get rid of it. Let's clear the screen and then drop this there, and it generates that file. If we do ls-al, and we see the Boto file here. Okay, all right, so now we will do our nano Boto file, and it should be has some content in it. Okay, so locate the encryption key line. So we do Control W. Oh, cancel. Okay, see the problem. Okay, in your browser, intercepting key combination, install Cloud Shell as a PWA for a better experience. Let's leave this. Normally, if you would follow, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you have carets and a letter, a capital letter. That simply means control that letter. If you were doing it from your own system, to search for that line, would have simply done Control W, and it will give us what we want. So, but somehow there's a clash between what Google Cloud expects and whatever is there. Okay, so let's look for that line. Okay, it's doing the same thing. Close this. Let's try to see if it will work. Let me click here. This is taking longer than expected. Okay, so let me use an editor that I like using. Okay, so Vim Boto, if I do a search / encryption key, let me copy this. Copy, come back here, paste that in, and boom, finds it there. All right, so what are we expected to do? So if you want to place the line, says set number. Okay, so it's on line 324. All right, so uncomment that line by removing this character and then pasting that encryption key. So let me copy that key from here, copy that key, and then get rid of the first one, go to the end, and then paste that in there. So let's be sure it's in the format expected, and then we'll save. This is Vim editor. Save is :X. For your Nano editor, if you use that, will be Control O, hit enter, and then Control X to close it. All right, so we've done that. Upload the remaining setup files, encrypted, and verify in the cloud. So we are going to do this. Let's copy the two, come in here, and then drop it. Okay, so two processes are going to take hold. Okay, return the cloud console and then check to see if your bucket is filled. Okay, so the three files are there. One is publicly accessible, the other two aren't. Okay, so all right, so merely setting that value in your bottom file, anything you send to the cloud is encrypted using that particular key. Okay, so this is a customer supplied, client supplied key. Is it client or customer? Customer supplied encryption key. So we're the ones supplying that key. Previously it was Google Cloud. Okay, but now we have decided to add our own key. Okay, so we have, what else are we supposed to do? Okay, we have done this. Then delete local files. So the asterisk at the end there tells the rm command to delete anything that begins with a setup and every other thing behind it. It's a regex command that finds files that have meet this criteria and then deletes them. You see, all those files are gone. Now to copy the files from the bucket again, we will do this time. Okay, all right, and then we hit enter. Okay, and then if we do a list, the files are back. All right, now we'll cut all the three files. Copy that. You can run that cat commands, set of cat commands, one at a time. Okay, this is the three of them being run. Okay, so that all went through. Now task 4, rotate the customer supplied encryption key. So we go back into our Nano, comment out the current encryption key line by adding a hash tag character at the beginning of that line. Okay, so I'll do a vim photo. Okay, I go to the beginning of the line and insert a hashtag, and then okay, then uncomment decryption key 1 by removing the hashtag in front. Copy the current key from the encryption key line to decrypt. Okay, so we have this time around we want to control how the file is decrypted. Previously it was encryption. Decryption was done automatically. We will now change it and allow Google Cloud to encrypt, and then we decrypt. Okay, so this is gone. Okay, we have the key down here. Okay, and then go to the end. We will copy this. Let me copy that. Does it work? Yes, it did work. Okay, sorry. Okay, yank. Okay, let me be sure I got that right. Okay, put that in. It didn't work. Okay, so I can just remove that, add that. So let's go up. Okay, escape visual. Okay, pick the file, yank, then go down, add that, escape, paste. All right, so let's remove the first one. Okay, all right, so that's done. Then on comment this, the result should be this, and then save and close. So X for my editor of choice. Yours would be Control O, hit enter, and then Control X. Okay, in practice, you would delete the C customer supplied encryption key from the encryption key file. Now generate another customer supplied encryption key, and then add it to the Bodo file. Okay, so let's generate another one from the shell. Oh no, that's not what I want. Let's copy it again and then drop it here. All right, so let's copy this key again. All right, go to our editor, put it here. Okay, now come here. All right, now copy the value and then save it. We've done though. Now go to the Bodo file again, uncomment the encryption key line and add the second key we had there. So let me go back here. Okay, so v dot Bodo. Okay, so I'll go up. Okay, see what I'll do. Delete word. X, and then go to the beginning, get rid of that one, go to the end. So let me pick that value here again. Okay, copy. There you go. All right, so that should be good. Okay, so save and exit the file. All right, now rewrite the key for file 1 and comment out the old description key. Okay, so when a file is encrypted, rewriting the file decrypts it using the decryption key 1 that you previously set and encrypts the file with the new encryption key. Okay, so we've changed the encryption key, so we need to rewrite that file. Okay, you are rewriting the key for setup 2 but not for setup 3. Okay, so that's it. Click on that one and paste that in. Okay, that's done. Then to open, we'll open the Nano again, comment out the decryption key. Okay, so let's use a comment out the decryption key. Go to home, set this, and then close that. Comment out the decryption key 1, and then save and exit. Okay, now download setup 2 and 3 again. Okay, to download this, let's run the first command. Okay, go for the second file. Note we only changed the decryption for the the first file. That's a setup 2. So see, there's an error for the 3 because we did not change the key that was used like we did the previous file. What happened? Setup 3 was not rewritten with the new key, so it can no longer be decrypted. Okay, so you have successfully rotated the customer supplied encryption key. Enable lifecycle management. Now let's get the lifecycle management for our current bucket. Let's clear the screen. Okay, no lifecycle lifecycle policy. Okay, so let's create one. Let's do in this case I would like to use a Nano. Nano plays better with pasting stuff, although Vim can do that. Live.json. Okay, live.json, and then set paste. Okay, so let's copy this one, come here and paste it. I told you, doesn't work that way. Okay, let's undo that, and let me paste this same thing. So let's undo, insert, paste. Okay, let's see what we're missing a lot. This rule doesn't copy that everything. So let's go up. Use the Nado editor in your case. Don't use like I did. Vim doesn't play nice. Okay, rule. Okay, all right, so that's rule. Let's be sure we have that rule, then an array of values. Okay, array of objects, sorry, array of objects. It's just one object in there, so an array of objects. That's cool. So escape and then close that file. All right, so now we set the life cycle for this bucket to this file. So click on that and then we'll put that in there. Okay, so the life cycle says if action delete anything that is older than 31 days. Okay, all right, so we have done that. Now we get the life cycle policy for that bucket. All right, so it gives us that. Okay, all right, so each life cycle policy are a combination of an array of object rules. Okay, let's check and make sure we did the right thing. Okay, that's okay. Enable versioning. Run the following command to get the versioning. Okay, so gsutil lifecycle sets or gets, then gets, then in this case we are doing the versioning, so versioning get also. So do this suspended, so no versioning there. So let's set the versioning on that bucket. Okay, so we've enabled it. Okay, so now we get it. Okay, it's enabled, then we check. Okay, that's done. Create several versions of the sample file in the bucket. So we check the, okay, so we pass in that command to check the gives us more information in terms of the permissions on that file and who has what permission and what and the rest of them. So we do nano this. Okay, so in this case I would do vi setup.html. okay, all right, so what are we expected? Delete any 5 lines from this to change the size of the file. Okay, so D5, oh sorry, 5D, so 5 lines gone. Okay, let me take that back and be sure. So just 5D. Okay, hold on, I think I'm doing something. 5D, no, something wrong. Let me get out of here. Oh no, done what I'm not supposed to do. Let me get out, let me quit. Okay, let me go back in there. Okay, no. Oh, it's actually, oh, that's true. It's actually what's happening and I wasn't taking notes. Okay, so let's go back in there again. Okay, so D5 we have fewer lines. 5 lines have been removed. Oh, sorry. Write that. Okay. Okay, so then we copy this version. Copy the file to the bucket with the V option. That's a new version of the file. Okay. Now let's open that setup file again. Okay. And then delete another 5 lines. So let's do okay. No. I think we made a mistake there. Let me go back. Okay, let me get out of there. I'm getting confused. Okay. All right. So okay. No. Let me come back here. Okay. All right, so we want to remove 5 more lines according to what another 5 lines. All right, so let's get rid of 5 lines. I want to make sure we get the lines right. Okay, so let's go back in there, and we have DD5. Something is missing. Let me be sure. Okay, let me repeat that and be sure, very sure, because something is not right. So that okay, so that's it. DD5. Okay, so 5 lines gone. Save that file. Then copy the new version up there. Okay. Okay. Now list all the versions for that particular file. Okay, so there are 3 versions. Highlight and copy the name of the oldest version of the file, the first listed referred to as version 1, and then set an environmental variable called version 1 to that value. So let me take, what did they say we should take? They said highlight and copy the name of the oldest version. Okay, the name of the oldest version. Note, make sure to copy the full path of the file starting with this. Okay, so that's cool. So we'll take this one. Okay, so and set that value to version name, export. Okay, so export. Okay, that's done. Then verify by doing echo this to be sure you did the right thing, and that's that. Okay. All right, so it should be this, and that's what we got. Download the oldest original version of the file and verify recovery. Download the original version, copy this, and then call it this. So we are downloading the original copy and naming it recovery.txt. Then to verify, we do this. Okay. 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 Okay, you tell that there's a difference in the size when you look at this. Okay, so if you pass in H option, all right, so the H option, but let me okay, I want to do for both files setup. Okay, all right, sorry, I should have passed in the H option. Okay, so you see this is 58 kilobytes and the other one is 57 kilobytes. Okay, the H option there puts it in a format that is human and readable. Okay, so let's synchronize the directory to a bucket. Make a nested directory structure so that you can examine what happens when it is recursively. Okay, that's what that R was for, recursively. It recurs, it goes into directories if they exist. So that's what the R option does. Okay, so the first line here says create this directory and then make another directory inside that directory. Then copy this file into the first level and then copy this file into the second level. So let's just do that all at once. Okay, and that's done. You want to see what is there, you could do, let me clear the screen, do lists. Let me see where we are. Do lists recursively into first level. Okay, and it shows you the first file is here, the second file is here. Okay, so we've copied these two files, the same file, into different levels in the directory structure. So that to sync the first level directory on the VM with your bucket, run the following command. Okay, so this will sync with the first level, set up a first level in the bucket and sync with that. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, okay, so examine the results. Go to the cloud storage browser. Let's refresh this. Okay, first level is there, and then click on the first level and then on the second level. First level, then second level. Okay, all right, now compare what you see in the cloud console with the result of the following command. Okay, let's do that. Okay, first level has this, second level now has this. Okay, similar to the way we had it here. Okay, so you see Linux commands are, they're basically the commands on the terminal are the same with Linux. So if you know Linux, you learn Linux, it makes it easy for you to play around with commands. So let's get out of the shell. Okay, all right, okay, so let's close this one. All right, come back here, And then task 8, cross project sharing. Open a new incognito window, navigate to this, open a cloud console, click project selector drop down. Okay, so open this in a new, oh, not a new window. Let me close this one in a new tab. That's the first one. Click on the project selector, drop down, click all, then click the second project provided for UniQuick Labs. So let's check the ID, GCP 0B887. Okay, drop down, click all, 0B88, that one. So now the project's default project on this page has changed to that one. Okay, prepare the buckets. The second project ID will be referred to as project ID underscore ID underscore 2. Prepare the bucket. In the console, go to this, create a bucket, click create bucket, specify the following. Okay, so let's switch to the second project and then we'll create a bucket. Let me take the ID of the second project and let me do buckets here. Okay, cloud storage. Okay, unique name, fine grain, similar to the one we did. It will be referred to as bucket name 2. Okay, so this one, let me push this one forward so that we tell which is which. Okay, so I'm going to put this one there and then do P2. Okay, so it's this multi-region, standard, fine-grained, of course, enforce public access prevention, and this bucket is not there. Click this. Okay, so while that is setting up, upload a text file to the buckets. Upload a file to bucket 2. Okay, so let me upload a file from my computer. Let me take this one. Okay, create an IAM service account. Go to IAM service, still on project 2. Create the service account. On the service account details, specify the service account name as cross project storage. Copy that, click create and continue. So let's do this. This should still be running. We can leave that one out. No, let me look for the IAM. Go to service accounts, this one. Create this. That's the name, cross project storage. Give it the role of storage object viewer. Let's go down, ground service access to project optional. Okay, so I would filter. Okay, go down, project objects viewer. Sorry, storage object viewer. Okay, so click done, click this service account to add the JSON key, click add key, download and select create new key. Okay, so continue. Okay, done. Then go to cross projects, click on this, manage keys. Okay, all right, so add new key, create new key, and what format? JSON format. Click close, and then when the key comes down, rename it credentials.json. all right, so create this key. All right, let me put it here and let me change the name at once. Credentials.json. Okay, so note where you placed it. Do that one, come back here. Now check our progress. The upper pane switch to project 1. We are here, so let's check our progress. Okay, that's done. create a VM in project 1, call it cross projects in Europe West 1 region and the D zone, and with this machine specification. So let me do instances. Okay, instances this. Create an instance. Okay, so we drop this here. Is in Europe West 1. Europe West 1 in the D zone, and machine type is N1. So what else? And bus to 10, that's what we're using. So go down to the boot image is 11, so switch and change that to 10 and select that one. Okay, so then click create. Once that's done, click create. All right, SSH to the VM. Store this in an environmental variable. Enter bucket name 2 here. So we're going to store this as bucket underscore name underscore 2. Let me close this. Let's hope we don't get issues with okay, so it's up, so let's SSH into it. If you have issues with your zone being unavailable, talk to the support. If it's something they can fix immediately, they will. If not, you can close the lab and then continue some other time. All right, so we are going to set up exports. Export buckets, bucket name 2. I hope I'm right. Nah, this is not what we're supposed to. Go back here, pick the project this, and we'll be storing the name as this. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal here. Okay, so go back here, put that and that's okay. So we had P2. All right, so that's that. Okay, so coming back here, we've done this. We can verify if we check this. List the buckets in, list the items in this bucket. Okay, so let's do that. Access denied. Does not have storage objects dot lists. Okay, all right, so authorize the VM to upload credentials credentials.json through SSH VM terminal. Click on the arrow and then upload it. Okay, so we previously generated keys that were part of the service account that had the object storage object viewer role attached to it. So if we take that key and attach that key to this current VM, then it will have that access. So let's go back here, upload. Okay, so choose a file, not here, go to downloads, and we have credentials somewhere, and it should have this. That's it. Then upload the file. Okay, let's see how fast that happened. It's not yet there. Okay, starting. Let me bring this in a bit, zoom in a bit, make this a bit bigger. Okay, so the file is there. If you do a list, it's there. Okay, so we are ready to roll. It's there. Then we authenticate. Enter the following command in the terminal to authorize the VM to use the Google Cloud API. So activate service account, key file, pass that in. and it should be able to do what it previously couldn't. All right, okay, so that's been done. Okay, let me check something. Let me clear the screen and do gcloud auth lists. Okay, so it was previously I think this was the previous account it was authenticated to. We have moved it to this other account. Okay, all right, so that's that. Now verify by doing a list. Let's try what we did previously and weren't successful. Let's try that one. All right, so it listed the file. Okay, try to copy. Let's see. That shouldn't work. Should complain. Access denied. Okay, modify role. In the upper pane, switch to project 2. In the console on this, click IM. Select the pencil for this. Change the viewer role to admin. Come here. IM. Let's come. Where are we supposed to go for that? Okay, IM. Okay, so come here. Dismiss this. Come down, come down, come down. Okay, there it is. Okay, so click on this and then change this to, let's do storage filtering. I got that wrong. Storage. Okay, so admin role is what we're taking this time. Not compute, not this, go down. Storage object admin. Okay, let me be sure that's what we're supposed to be doing. Storage object admin. Okay, that's fine. Click on this. Okay, and then check for change. Might take a bit. Okay, just give it a bit. It's not instantaneous as we would want it to be. Okay, that went through. Verify change access. Go back. Return to SSH terminal for cross project and then do copy that file. We previously couldn't copy it. Okay, so let's do this. Access still denied. It will just take a bit. Okay, so let's keep trying till we get it to work. Okay, I think you need to close. Okay, went through. So went through, that's good. All right, so that's all for that. As you watch and you have any questions, please leave your likes. I'm more than welcome to answer any questions you might have. Make sure you end your lab. If you don't, when you sign in again for another lab session, you might find that your lab is still running and you will have issues with accessing resources. Okay, so that's that for that. Thank you for watching. Please leave your likes and your comments and subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.